Good morning. I hope everything's going well in your life today and you've had a great weekend. Hopefully you had time in worship to God with the Lord's people somewhere and that this is going to be a great week for you. When you think about Scripture, one of the most interesting books of the New Testament to me in many ways is the book of 1 Timothy. 1 and 2 Timothy really are both of the same sort. But it seems in 1 Timothy, when Paul is writing to his young friend Timothy, that he's left in Ephesus with a big job in front of him because there was a lot of confusion going on in the church. And among things he wanted him to do as this young preacher was appoint elders and deacons in the church. But there's so many practical things in it. I want you to just think with me today for a little bit about something in 1 Timothy chapter 6, beginning in verse number 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we'll be content with that. Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. Think about, we live in a world where it's so much of the noise, the thinking of everything that surrounds you is about money and how to make more money and how to save the money you've got. And it's just everywhere you look. It's interesting that Paul, as he deals with training this young man, wanted him to have the right attitude about finances. And so he tells him right off the bat, listen, what doesn't matter how much you lay up in this life. You can lay up the millions or billions of dollars if you want. Let me tell you something, you'll not take a cent of it with you when you leave this world. It's appointed unto man once to die, and let me tell you, you are going to go there. It doesn't matter. We all are one of these days, and when we go, we'll go empty-handed. I remember years ago holding a funeral and watching as people went by and did different things for the body, but this was an interesting one. Nearly everybody that walked by the casket with this man's body in it laid something in the casket. I watched as one man put a pocket knife that evidently he had treasured in some way in it. Another put a note, some put just kinds of flowers or all kinds of things, but one guy placed $100 bill in the hands of the corpse. And I thought about that text when Paul said, listen, you can't take anything with you. Here is a body that is dead, that is going into a grave and is going to have that flesh go through disintegration and go back to just soil. Ultimately, we all will done away. What good was $100 bill in the hands of a corpse? And yet, I don't know what our thinking is on that kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know if the guy thought maybe if he had that $100 bill, he could buy his way into heaven. I don't know what he thought, but I thought personally, what a waste. We want to send things into the casket where it will all decay and rot away. Listen, it's what you do with your life that counts. Remember, Paul went from that to saying to him, listen, you need to flee from that attitude. You need to pursue righteousness in your life, godliness, faith, love, endurance. You need to live the right kind of life so that when that time does come, You won't worry about all those financial things. You'll be concerned about going righteously into glory to meet the Lord, to spend eternity in the wonders of heaven itself. And so, listen, life is brief. No matter how long we live on this earth, it passes by so quickly. And as it goes by, we may think, oh, I've still got this much time or that much time. Listen, you'd better be putting your life into, no matter what age you are, into the things that will go with you into glory. And not in the things that will suddenly be gone or someone else will have them, but they certainly will not make it past that scheme of death itself. It's appointed unto man wants to die, but listen, those that die take nothing with them except their righteous life that they have lived, and so that they may be able to stand before God in the judgment and hear him say, well done. I need to make sure my life is right, because let me tell you something, you and I are going to die one of these days.